Well, if you're looking for work, one thing you may want to consider is going abroad. Our guest today says working abroad can fast-track your career, broaden your capabilities, and, most importantly, increase your pay. Joining us now is Stacie Nevadomski Berdan.
MBAs have always been, in the last 10 or 15 years, the thing to have. I think now having overseas experience is one of the most important things to have on your resume, specifically because companies are looking for people who can work and operate in markets overseas.
From NBC News, this is Today with Lester Holt and Amy Robach.
All right, thanks, Lester. This morning on Today at Work, getting ahead by going abroad. Imagine being able to take your career to that next level while exploring a new and different culture at the same time. Stacie Berdan is the author of Get Ahead by Going Abroad, a woman's guide to fast-track career success. Stacie, good morning.
Thank you for having me.
This is really interesting. Research shows that 69% of large companies are now sending their employees abroad versus just 21% 2 years ago. What explains that change?
Well, globalization is changing the way the world works, and as companies try to be more competitive, they need more employees and people who actually have international experience. And what we're finding is that not that many people do have it, and so in our book, we recommend to women to go overseas in order to get ahead and make a difference and differentiate yourself.
But what sort of numbers are we looking at here? I mean, is this just a very small portion of women and men, of course, doing it, this going out of the country and presumably coming in the other direction too?
Absolutely. It is actually a global trend, and actually for U.S. numbers specifically, there are about 500,000 employees every year that actually go abroad, and those numbers are on the rise, 20–30% increases over the last few years alone. Working overseas in general, for both men and women, accelerates your career because it enhances professional capabilities and personal situations as well, so that you're able to actually move ahead a little bit faster. Things like recognition comes a little bit sooner, job responsibility, as well as increased pay and title. So in order to actually continue to go up that chain, it gets more and more narrow as you go up to the top, to the C-suite eventually. And so a great thing to do is actually to go overseas. You get responsibility a little bit earlier many times. Things like line or management responsibility, which everybody says is critical to getting to the top, so you get it a little earlier if you go to a smaller market. And so when you come back, you're completely differentiated from your peers. But it's still, the emerging markets are the place to be because slowing growth may be down from, say, 12 or 13% to 8%, but that's still great growth, better growth than in the United States. And the opportunities are more because there's a lot more expansion, and actually because of the dollar, American workers actually can come at a little discounted price.
Hello everyone, I'm Todd Connor. Thank you very much for joining us. And with me now, one of our guests today, Stacie Nevadomski Berdan. She is the co-author of Get Ahead by Going Abroad. Stacie, which countries are people going to, or where should they be going?
Well, for Americans, the countries such as Brazil, India, China, Russia are the hot spots today because they are the growing markets, the developing markets. And for non-Americans, of course, the United States is always a terrific place to get that additional corporate experience. When you go overseas, actually, you're just given broader responsibility. Many times you get line management responsibility, manufacturing responsibility. You get more senior positions earlier on, many times because it is maybe a smaller market, and the company is not as focused on it. It's not as big as the U.S. or China or India if you go to a smaller one, but still the management and the leadership experience is there, and that's what the companies are rewarding.